Hi guys! In this video, you can see the top 10 places to visit in Mali. So before we get started, make sure to hit the like button and also subscribe to our channel. Mali is a land of many cultures and creeds, a dash of life in action and heritage and history that's sandwiched between the rolling Sahel and the endless dunes of the Sahara Desert. From the salt-caked outposts of Tadaveni in the north to the throbbing market town of Sikasso in the south, the lion-spotted reaches of Bakul de Babule in the west to the protected swaths of Ansongo in the east, there's everything from time-stood-still tribal villages to groaning camel caravans to experience here. Beer bars and local music dives erupt between the traffic-choked streets. Bazaars and brilliant markets pop up on the corners. 1. Timbuktu. For many a Berber trader and Bedouin caravan man, Timbuktu marked the end of the arduous trek across the shifting sand dunes of the Great Sahara, evoking mystery and magic, and the feel of far-flung exoticism. Even the name conjured up images of dusty bazaars, where spices and sabers and strange folk trinkets rattled and scented the air. Today, Timbuktu is hardly the puzzling, perplexing enigma place it once was, but there are traces of the old days. Find them between the crisscrossing grids of sand-caked streets, see them in the muddy walls of the Sankor Mosque, or discover them underneath the spiked rises of the Djingareyir. 2. Gao. Gao's fortunes have ebbed and flowed over the centuries, like the ups and downs of a yo-yo. Once the imperial heart of the great Songhai Empire, the town was later almost entirely abandoned in favor of the new capital at aforementioned Timbuktu. But Gao clung to life from its place in the very midst of the dusty Sahel. Its tenacious locals maintained their mud brick, mat-built yurts, and life went on. Today, that makes Gao a great place to glimpse the earthy, ancient character of Mali, while craft markets, the acclaimed Sahel Museum, and 15th century sepulchres like the Askia tomb. Yep, it's supposed to look like Egypt's pyramids. Add a whole host of cultural draws to the mix. 3. Bamako. Get the haggling valves and the shopping glands ready for that trip to Bamako, Mali's largest and most frenetic city, where bazaars touting everything from carved folklore figurines to stacks of pungent spices cluster around the street corners and the sunbaked squares. The nation's capital, there's something undeniably likable about this sprawling metropolis of more than 1.5 million. It's got palpable energy and an indelible lived-in feel. The nightlife pulses to a medley of West African samba. The jazz bars are packed with beer drinkers on the weekends. Fried plantains sizzle on grills from neighborhood to neighborhood. Tuk-tuks purr and traffic toots. 4. Djenné. There are few sights in all of Mali, nay, all of Northwest Africa, as impressive as the historic city of Djenné. Crowned at the center by the adobe rises of one fascinating great mosque, it is known for its distinctive mud brick architecture and long history as a spot on the old caravan routes across the Sahel and Sahara. The great worshipping house in its heart stands as testimony to the revered religious center Djenné became, even though it's a later reconstruction of an older mosque, while the nearby archaeological excavations at Djenné had shown the town to be one of the oldest in the entire Niger Basin. 5. Mopti. Straddling the courses of the Bani River, just a stone's throw from where that desert-shrouded tributary meets the mighty Niger, Mopti has positioned itself as one of Mali's most important riparian ports. But Mopti is also more than just an upriver trading center. It's also the gateway to the fascinating tribal territories of Dogon, which come peppered with adult villages, and the semi-nomadic folk of the Bandiagara escarpment. There are oodles, and we mean oodles, of tour providers in Mopto, offering trips into this wild hinterland for cultural encounters, while boat trips to Timbuktu and sightseeing outings around the marketplaces and grand central mosques are also on the menu. 6. Ségou. Small little Ségou is a town of just over 130,000 people. It was once the beating epicenter of the Bambara Kingdom, a power that ruled over the lands of central Mali until around the turn of the 19th century. Today, its prowess and capital title are gone, but the city still has a few relics from that glorious time. Check out the tomb of Biton Memory Coulibaly, the one-time monarch of the Bambaras, or the bustling port sides, which were once the trading powerhouse of the town. Ségou is also famed for its wealth of charming French colonial architecture. 7. Hambori. Rising in a wall of ochre-hued stone from the midst of the Sahelian wilds of south-central Mali, the great escarpment of rock, known as Mount Hambori, is like West Africa's answer to Australia's Uluru. It hulks above the horizon just a short distance from the town of the same name, a place of creaking wagons, winding alleyways, and low-rise rock homes inhabited by the welcoming Dogon peoples. The biggest bull is certainly the Great Bluff, though, and travelers now flock here to join intrepid 4x4 excursions into the sands, or to unearth the fascinating past currently being uncovered by archaeologists in the cave systems that carve their way deep into the mountain subterrane. 8. Sikasso. Sikasso is, and always has been, a mercantile town at heart. Nestled close to the multi-state joint of Burkina Faso, Ivory Coast, and Guinea, it's benefited from a location that's able to connect Africa's landlocked heart with the ports that pepper the Atlantic seaboard. That trading history still pops up today, between the throbbing and frenetic fruit and veg markets that erupt ad hoc on virtually every block right throughout the week. And Sikasso also has one other claim to fame. In the late 19th century, it was raised to the status of imperial capital, an honor decided on by King Tipa Traoré, whose own mother hailed from the spot. 9. Kayes. Delineated by the meanders of the Senegal River, Kayes continues to bustle and throng to the sound of market traders and salesmen. In fact, the passage of goods was the very raison d'etre, notice the language, for the town, which was first built up by the French in the 1880s to facilitate the movement of produce to and fro from neighboring West African countries. And away from the town, there are even more points of interest, like the Fallou Falls, the roaring cataracts of the Gumina Falls, and the relics of the formidable Medina Fort. 10. Boucle du Baoulé National Park. Sprawling out over nearly 1 million hectares in the middle of West Africa's wildlife-rich Sudano-Guinean zone, the Boucle du Baoulé National Park is unquestionably one of the jewels of the Malian hinterland. The territory can be found close to the town of Kayes, cut through by rising ridges of Sahelian rocks and peppered with the remains of countless prehistoric troglodyte settlements. And despite recent troubles scaring away most of the eco-tourists, the fauna has hardly changed. Expect giraffes and rare simians, gazelles, and even the occasional lion. What do you think about our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe to our channel before you go. Thank you for watching.